Hey guys, Zachary from HardwareZone. Welcome to Surprise Livestream Tuesday. There is absolutely no schedule to this program. It's just whenever I get stuff in the mail, do it. Usually I do small little trinkets that don't really sit well in HardwareZone sometimes, but we've got really cool stuff that came in, and I thought instead of opening it myself, I'd share it with you guys. Yeah, from Huawei. Now, I know whoever is clicking this now is probably gonna want to see this, which is the Huawei P50 Pro. This is actually coming into Singapore, and they sent me a unit. But we'll get to that later. Yes, I know, a bit of a clickbait. But we'll do something else first, because I also have Huawei Watch GT3 with me, and this is interesting to me because I didn't know they was going to release this. I just finished reviewing the Watch 3 Pro, which is still here somewhere, I think. Yes, okay, I've got both of them. I have the Watch 3 Pro and the Watch GT2 Pro, and here when I reviewed this, I thought, you know, the Watch 3 Pro basically is the successor to the GT2, and they just removed the GT in the name and, you know, gave the Watch 3 Harmony OS and all that stuff. But apparently there's a Watch GT3, so let's see what's inside here. These are supposed to be released really soon, or at least the Watch GT3 is. And interestingly, I know the price, but I'm not supposed to tell you yet. I think, what date's today? Yes, I'm not supposed to tell you the price yet, but it's kind of almost maybe around half the price of the Watch 3 series, the Watch 3 Pro. So here's the GT3 unboxing. Okay, I messed that up, but anyway. It also comes with the fluoroelastomer strap, or a leather strap. I got the fluoroelastomer one because every time I ask, they give me a leather strap. I can't really use it for working out because sweats and all that. But yeah, check this out. The Watch GT3 looks like the Watch 3 Pro in the way the crown is designed and how the lugs are designed, but it is quite a bit thinner, or visibly thinner, and lighter as well. Design kind of looks the same. It's 46mm, and the Watch 3 Pro that I reviewed was 48. I said this was huge and bulky. This looks more like the GT2. Actually, this even looks thinner than the GT2. It's kind of feel lighter than the GT2 as well. Oh, GT3. I wonder what else is new. The back looks like the Watch 3 Pro. Well, and the GT2, they all look the same. Except for the GT3, it kind of looks more rounded. Let's see. Oh, I have to install this. Do I have a phone? I do have a phone. Every time I do this, I end up... Oh, okay, it popped up to pair. Watch GT3. Boom. Pairing request. Yes, pairing done. It's automatic these days. Just like with Apple devices or Bluetooth, you pop it up. Huawei phones will automatically... Still pairing, but the watch itself looks a lot slicker than both the GT2 Pro and the Watch 3, the humongous Watch 3. Wait, hold on. We will come to the P50 very soon. But to answer your question, no, it does not. Okay, let's see. Okay, very similar to, it's more similar to the Watch 3 than the GT2 in the sense that it's slightly, it is flat screen, slightly concave or convex. It's smoother at the bottom. Yeah, but it basically looks the same. It has that crown as well. I wonder what's the difference then. Well, I guess we would come to this when we actually test this out, won't we? And I will definitely. It looks like it's running HarmonyOS 2.0, just like the Watch 3 Pro. So this is a slimmer, lighter Watch 3 Pro. It supposedly has the same TrueScene 5.0 upgraded sensor as well, like the Watch 3 Pro. It's almost half the price. I wonder what else they took out of the Watch 3 Pro into the GT3. I'll test this out and we'll get to that. But you know, right from the box, it just looks like a thinner, slimmer version of the Watch 3 Pro. Supposedly this actually has 2 weeks of battery life like the old GT2s. So I wonder how they made this have more battery life than this while running HarmonyOS 2.0 and all the other looks the same. Anyway, let's put that aside. GT3, that's interesting. I never thought that would happen. But hey, P50 Pro. This was also a surprise because we never thought it would come into Singapore. Like, it was announced sometime in June or July. I think it was July. And it was just for the Chinese market. They never said, you know, it was going anywhere. But surprise, surprise, this came in the mail. And this is actually the Chinese version of the phone, which is what they told me. I have a little thing here to read. Thank you for your interest, yada yada. It will actually be launching in Singapore, TBC, but early January 2022, according to Huawei. So you actually see this coming into Singapore. So yeah, I guess that's why they sent this to me. But they did tell me this is not the version that will come into Singapore. This is the Chinese P50 Pro. So this runs on the Kirin 9000 chipset. It has 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage. I think the version that comes to Singapore will use Snapdragon 888. And it may not run HarmonyOS. It may still be running initially on EMUI. Don't quote me on this first. This is just what I heard, and I don't really know because everything is TBC. They just told me it will come, and let's look at the phone. Yeah, this is interesting. You know why this is interesting? There's lots of reasons why. Because this is the most bonkers looking camera on any phone that I have ever seen. Right, and here's the interesting thing. I have the P40 Pro with me, and the P50 and the P30 Pro. Yeah, the camera. And look at the sort of evolution of the camera. P30, yes, there's a Doraemon there. This is a well-used phone. P30, P40 Pro Plus, I think this is the Pro Plus, and the P50 Pro. There's no Pro Plus for the P50, that's just P50 Pro. What I do notice though is that as the generations go, they've gone from this like the sort of rainbow luminescent color thing to sort of more professional looking shimmery back to just plain mirror black. I do like this a lot, but of course all these fingerprint magnets. And this is supposedly the last phone from Huawei to have Leica lenses. Now, why is this interesting? We have to talk about the camera, obviously, because the camera is the most interesting thing about this phone and about basically all of Huawei's P series phones. They used to be a black and white sensor on Huawei P series phones. That's one of the reasons why they got famous in the first place. Your P10s, P20, and they removed the monochrome sensor on the Mate, I think it was the Mate 20. And when we asked them that during the Mate 20 launch, they were like, oh, you know, sensors are powerful enough now, we can have a color sensor and then just turn it black and white. And guess what? On the P50 Pro, they've finally put back the monochrome sensor, and this is why this is such a bonkers looking phone and camera. There is, I can't even remember this off the bat, there is a 50 megapixel main camera. They call it the True Chroma camera. It's f1.8. It has OIS. It has a 40 megapixel True Chroma camera, also called True Chroma, but that's the mono camera. This is f1.6. Has a 13 megapixel ultra wide camera, 64 megapixel telephoto camera. This is the one with the periscope. It's 3.5x optical, actually goes up to 200x digital zoom now. So yes, we shall try that when I can finally set this up. English, obviously. Yay! See, every time I do this, I always say I should open these things and set it up first, and I don't, and then I have to like click stuff. Okay, activating device. That's good. Leave, agree, everything, skip. Let's enable all services. Let's just do it, get it over with. Set up as a new device. No, I'm done with gestures. Okay, great. So, like I said, this is the where are we? Settings. Yes, this is the China set. So this has Kirin 9000 on it, 8GB RAM, 256 gig storage. The one that's supposedly coming into Singapore will have the Snapdragon 888 chipset. Yes! Okay, I may have put the camera way too far this time. It also looks a bit slanted. But yes, Hongjia, the camera looks crazy, and for all Huawei's P phones, it's always about the camera. This has a 6.6 inch display. It's 120 Hertz. On the P40, it was a 90 Hertz display, so they've upgraded it now. 6.6 inch, 2700 by 1228 resolution, and 120 Hertz. You know, all these, we would try to do this when we actually get the international version or the Singapore version of the phone to do a proper review. But just looking at this now, it's actually it feels lighter I don't know if it is. I didn't really go check out the specifications, but it does feel lighter than the P40 Pro. It feels thinner, it feels more well built, put together. There's the edges are nice. You can feel the side trimmings, but it's not as evident as the P40 Pro for me. It is slightly slimmer. So camera, that's what everybody wants to know. Now here's the thing I have about phone cameras, right? And it's not just Huawei anymore or anybody else. Even Apple has gotten into this. You realize with the iPhone 13, even Apple has an issue with camera switching. As phones get, you know, as manufacturers put more and more cameras on their phones and sensors get larger and bigger, they are further and further apart. Every time the phone switches cameras or switches lenses, you can visibly see it, and it's quite jarring. It switches here and there. So this is something we need to really look at when we actually get this phone to try out the proper Singapore version. But yeah, interface still looks the same, just like Huawei's interface. Nothing really has changed, right? Except that instead of the zoom being on the side, it's at the bottom. But can we go all the way to 200? Let's try. No. I get to 100. How do I get to 200? I guess we'll have to figure that out. So at this point, photos go to 100 times zoom, videos go to 20 times zoom. We have let's see, we have something called multicam mode. I don't know what that is. Multicam mode, but it asks me to log in to my Huawei ID to use this feature, so we will try that another time. Let's see, what does this have? Slow-mo, panorama, monochrome. Okay, it's there because it's supposed to have a monochrome camera now. It's still hidden in the more settings, right? Instead of being outside, I would have rather liked it to be on the main sort of menu settings for the camera, since it's supposed to be one of the main features of this camera. Oh, hold on. So apparently 200 times is on paper when they take into consideration from ultra wide all the way to the 100 times zoom, not actually being able to go all the way to 100 times. Thanks Huawei for pointing that out. Then what else should I be looking at? This is, you know, what's the other thing that is actually pretty cool? Not pretty cool, but I'm actually thankful for that. This, although this is two big circles on the back, it actually feels like, it actually looks like one unit, at least on this particular phone model. This sort of like dark blue black model. It doesn't actually look like two circles that are apart, so there's that. But if you walk around with this phone, you definitely get some attention. Now for the rest of the phone, this is actually the first device I have, or the first smartphone device I've ever used that actually has HarmonyOS on it. I have tried HarmonyOS on watches, I have tried HarmonyOS on tablets. I've never seen a HarmonyOS phone in Singapore yet, but from the looks of it, I mean, kind of looks very similar to somebody who asked this question very early on. No, there's no Google store on this. All Huawei phones run on HMS now, Huawei Mobile System, and you know, it has Huawei App Gallery, it has Huawei's mobile services, and no Google. But you can access Gmail and all that through the browser, just no Play Store. And this won't have it as well. Right? Now, I can't really do much else here because everything now is in Chinese and all the apps are in Chinese because this is a Chinese device. But yeah, that's the P50 Pro. Right? Great thing is it is coming to Singapore very soon. January is just 2 months away. Actually, it's kind of just 1.5 months away. So yep, that's it for Surprise Livestream Tuesday and Huawei unboxing. Now, see ya.